Hello everyone and welcome to the Deep Blue Renegade podcast. My name is Molly, also known as the Deep Blue Renegade. I'd like to welcome you guys to episode 115. Today is Sunday, December 27th, 2015, and I'm glad you could join me today. So, what is it? I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas. I have been restored in the knitting mug front, so I can go back to having my blue knitting mug again. And it's definitely a very tasty coffee. Well, let's say. Yesterday it was 76, and today it is not. So, I'm recording inside because it's miserable outside, and I probably have better lighting inside than I do outside, so. I was getting ready to record, and I'm like, oh crap, I need to grab all that stuff. So, my poor little shelf is looking pretty empty right now, so. Oh well, it turned out that doing Spin the Bin was actually a decent portion of my fiber stash, so very interesting. So I am working on the Moltz Cider jacket. It is a Thea Coleman pattern out of the Chocolate Shetland Fleece. And really what you're seeing here is the there and back again. So I made it this far earlier this week and then ripped it all back to where I showed you last week and reknit it all. I was doing the leaf pattern wrong, which would explain why I kept doing it wrong, because I was doing it right. But the first time I did it wrong and then repeated myself several times, and I concluded it would just be better to do it right. So I'm now in the second chevron of leaves, and maybe actually a little bit past where I was when I decided to rip out and restart. And oddly enough, this is about waist height right now, so I actually have quite a lot more to do on the back. But the back is the biggest piece, so. But yeah, no, like this is gonna actually go down to mid-thigh, so it is quite a lot of knitting. So it's coming along. I'm now into my third and fourth skeins. So third and fourth skeins doesn't seem to be too far into the third, but barely into the fourth, so that was lovely. We'll place that there. Okay, so coming along, still have a lot to go. It's nice and mindless, easy carry around sort of project, so that's nice. The other thing that's got a lot of love is the Aeolian shawl. So this is out of Miss Babs in the Baird's Whale colorway, and this is an Elizabeth Freeman pattern. It's free on Knitty. And I am sort of straddling between the small and large size right now. So I just finished up the first repeat of the, the agave chart. I'm going to do effectively 2 more. The last repeat of the agave chart is a different chart for whatever reason. So, and that I think will keep everything nice and odd, though I should probably count and make sure. So it's just absolutely dripping with beads, and I'm not sure you guys can really see how ridiculously beaded it all is. So I finished the yucca, did the transition, and now I'm into this agave section, which I am totally not showing in a very good way. So it's coming along. So I'm going to do one more repeat of the regular one repeat of the final one, and then I can move on. And I do this because I have a tremendous amount of yarn. It's ridiculous how much yarn I have. I decided to go with 9-stitch noops, which are massive, but they're nice and plump. But I need a crochet hook in order to close them. So those rows are a real pain. Oh, such is life. So my rows are annoying, but it's not going to be the end of the world. And then that's all the knitting that I've been doing lately. So I have gotten a pretty decent way into the sweater, definitely. What is it? So it might be the case where making the body of the sweater will be 75% and sleeves will be 25% thinking about it. But such is life. And then let's see, where did I put my spinning? So I ended up getting a little bit of spinning done this week. So this is my Hello Yarn Falkland in the pigment colorway and all of the purples. So I'm trying to think if I had weighed it. I think it turned out that there was like about half an ounce or something. I'm trying to think about how many grams were on it and how many were not. Well, it made it easy because they do write, it's written on the spindle how much it weighs. So I think it was the case where I maybe had about an ounce done on it, but I still had quite a bit left to go. So it is spinning up lovely, and I seem to be making a nice big turtle this time around, so I'm definitely building it up and making it nice and large. So, and what is it? It's been fun to transition from color to color, and I've decided at this point to just sort of match up lights and darks, which I think I only didn't do once on this, so it could be random, I suppose, but it's a lot of fun to watch it transition from one to the other. So I ended up working on this a little bit last night, because because of Christmas, my Friday night knit night got rescheduled to Saturday. So I was able to take my mother-in-law and hang out on Saturday night instead of Friday night, which was nice. And since I brought 3 things with me, I wanted to make sure I did all 3 while I was there. So that's got a decent amount done on it. But sort of the case where I don't really want to have any like long lingering projects, and this one I've been working on since July. So at the very least I need to spin a little bit every week in order to keep moving forward on it. And whatever, the fiber prep is quite lovely, and it's been entertaining to spin the little balls and go from there. I'm not sure at this point what pattern I'm going to knit with the yarn, but I would like to combine both ones I end up making into a single project. So one of them will be the yellows and one of them will be the purples. And there's even like a little bit of yellow, for example, in this piece on the very end. But I don't think that'll end up being a very big deal. So, but as with all things, things get done when you work on them, and I haven't been working on it too much. I'm not sure how much I want to cram onto a single spindle either. I suppose I can figure out how much total I have and go from there. So I can maybe do 2 skeins of purple and then 1 skein of the yellow, which is already done. Or whether I want to do something else, but it looks like it would be unreasonable to spend the rest of this while on the podcast, so I'll put it away. But there is still, it seems like the bag is every bit as full as what it was before, so, oh well. So, it's going, but it's going slowly. So I've been doing actually a lot of fiber prep. So I decided I really did want to finish dealing with the scoured white Shetland I ended up getting. So this is how much I have left, which I think at this point is a bit less than 4 ounces left to comb. And this is a little bit more than 4 ounces, which I do have in little balls up top. So, lots of little balls, so it's been coming along. And actually my combs are to the ready in the chair, so I've been slowly but surely working through that. And then I decided to also start working on some other fiber as well. And so it seems to be sort of prepped, but sort of not. I can't tell what prep it is. We'll just put it that way. So it's been dyed, and I'm not sure what fiber it is, but here's how many balls I have. So it's probably about 3 ounces now. But I have like more than a pound left to go. So my scale can't weigh how much I have left of this. But it's really odd. Like I can't tell if it's cloud or what, or if it was a bat. But it's in sort of this log form, and then it has different colors sort of incorporated into it, and then as I comb it out, it ends up turning into sort of this uniform russet color, which might just be easier to put one of these out and show you. So when I comb it, it ends up becoming a more uniform russet color, and that's like whatever. So it'd be the case where it's gonna make something that's pretty solid, all things considered. It's very soft, and it's been very, very easy to comb. It's been, because it's sort of already prepped, like with the Shetland, like it takes a couple of rounds of combing just to get all of the locks opened up. With the mystery wool, it doesn't take nearly as much effort, and everything is nice and fluffy pretty much the moment I get it onto the combs, and it's just a matter of taking out the short stuff. So that has been an interesting adventure, and I've been focusing mostly on the Shetland because I would like to get it done so I can start spinning and making the 3-ply of it and that sort of thing. So whatever, it'd be the case where I'm trying to like finish up, you know, the lingering stuff, make sure I'm going into the new year with, whatever, everything ready to go. Now, do I find the odds of me between now and the new year having all of my lingering projects done? No. But there are some things where I just like, sort of like to go through and process everything, you know what I mean? So the mystery wool was something that had just been sort of sitting there, and combs are the perfect field to deal with it. And then it'd be the case where I ended up losing a lot of steam on the Shetland combing project, so that just whatever took some focus. So head up, work on it for a little while, and then move on. Okay, so with talk of the new year, I'd like to show you guys what my vague spinning plans are. So I am participating in Spin the Bin again. And so then this is a, what is it? A personal competition to, whatever, set aside some cool things to try at the beginning of the year. So, and for the most part, I have all sorts of, what is it? Mostly the oldest stuff in my stash, which is nice. And I'm probably going to be going through tonight and doing the Flash the Stash. So, my spinning intentions for 2016. So I have my 3 ounces of, what is it? My 3 ounces of silk hankies from Friends and Fiber, which was some sort of prize. I don't remember for what. Probably completely twisted and arbitrary. So then I end up having, what is it? So I have 2 of these ones, which is Mauve Boudoir. Then I have my 2 of the Rainforest, and then I have 1 of Renaissance, and then I wish I had a bajillion of these, but it is Blue Moon. So I'm actually gonna, as I'm spinning it, I'm gonna pick pick 1 from each hanky, and so then then do something like probably a 2-ply in order to mix everything up and make something really silky and pretty with it. And this is going to be my next spindle project, which is why I'm sort of like to finish the current spindle project. So the oldest thing, I believe, in my fiber stash is this braid of nude. It is 100% merino in the Poseidon colorway. And I just have everything in plastic right now, so it makes it a little bit easier, but it's very moody color. And so that would probably be a project on the wheel. I got a braid of Pigeon Roof Studios, and this is really luxurious. So this is superwash merino, 70-30 superwash merino and silk, and it is these lovely purples and whites, and it's really gorgeous. And I got it for like $8 so I would really like to, whatever. So that was a part of my intentions. I ended up getting this in a D-stash. So this is a Happy Hostbat from Enchanted Knoll Fiber, and so so they come in 3 chunks. So the thought process would be to make a 3-ply for sock yarn, because there's a mixture, so superwash and nylon and Angelina and all sorts of, it's an art bat. So, and whatever, in blues and greens, how could you go wrong? Then another project is actually combining these 2 fibers. So this is the Bitter Lime to Rose Gradient from Fiber Optic, and so this is 8 ounces shoved into this bag. And so what I'd be doing is actually spinning them end to end and then 2-plying them together. So that's gonna be a big one. So this is 80-20 merino silk, so lovely stuff. And then I put all 3 of my remaining nest clubs in here. So I have Chautauqua, which is pulver silk. I have Vorfruit, which is superwash merino and silk. So this is the September club. This one is the June club. And then I have the August club, which is Shoshone, which is spring. So, like looking, like Nest color aesthetic is so amazing, and her fiber prep is great. So those are going to be joy to spin as well. I threw in 2 newer ones, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I'm actually not too far off first in, first off with this. So the rainbow one is, or both of these are Western Skynets. So the blue, black, and brown one here is Black BFL in the Night Pool colorway. And then the rainbow one is Polworth and Silk. and it is in the poppy seed colorway, but rainbow. And that'll probably, for this one, I'll probably end up doing an end tie on itself. And then 2 more to show. So I have Into the World, so I have the merino bamboo silk that came along with the mega sale. And then what I have here is actually 8 ounces of Alicia Goes Around in purples and teals and greens and blues. And I might end up doing some interesting things fiber prep wise and turn it into a gradient, because this is going to be my yarn for my Hirakyude. So this is probably going to be going onto the wheel very soon. Once I, finish doing my, well, it'll probably be a continuation of the combing bender. I might even start playing with my, who knows. There is time. And so those are all 12 of my entries. The smallest one is 3 ounces, the silk hankies. The biggest I have for a given month is actually 8 ounces for, what is it? So for doing the great big gradient, as well as the sweater. So, and all sorts of really luxurious stuff in there. Probably the least luxurious of the entire lot will be the Malabrigo Noob. So, yeah, it should be quite lovely. Just whatever. So they're all my intentions. All sorts of fun things to spin. The things that didn't end up getting thrown in were, I didn't end up putting in my next fleece. It's going to take a decent amount of work to get it going, so I figured it was a little bit easier to not worry about it. Something funny. It looks funny on the camera, but oh, that's because it's a spot on the camera. There we go. Shenanigans. And what is it? So stuff from SSK didn't make it in. And then some of the newer, some of the really new stuff isn't in there. But, like, at the moment, I actually do not have enough fiber to make a second fin, so I think I'm actually doing pretty well on the fiber front right now. In terms of using what I have and that sort of thing. I'll probably end up picking up some fiber for the Complete Twist and Arbitrary South, so Three Waters Farm is going to be doing it this time. The picture thread is closed now, but the fiber hasn't been announced yet, so if you guys are interested in participating in that. She did a spin along, I think, last year, or maybe a year and a half ago, and it was really gorgeous. So we'll see what the colors end up turning out. Generally, the group is lovers of teals and blues, so generally there is a colorway in there that really makes my heart sing. So, and it could turn out that I end up throwing in other stuff throughout the year for things to do. But I figured this year my bin strategy was just going to be using lovely things, and what is it? Be the case where I think I've been procrastinating on re-entering the Nest Club because I still had the 12 ounces from before, so I ended up throwing it all in the bin last year, so this just makes it a priority. And is at the point now where I'm spinning at such a rate where it makes sense to be a part of one club, and if I'm going to pick one club, it's going to be Nest again. So, I really like it. But all sorts of fun things. Now, so I ended up going to the Madelotage store today, so I ended up bringing my mother-in-law, and what I hadn't realized when we went out there was that they're actually closing their brick-and-mortar store this week. So we walk in, and then I see all of the empty shelves. It's like, oh shit. So we ended up driving about an hour. I ended up, and they were having a ridiculous sale, but at this point it was so picked over. It was just like, So, I managed to find some things that I really liked, but unfortunately my mother-in-law found nothing that was really like, ooh, I need to get this. So that was a bummer because that was an awful lot of driving. But I ended up picking up some fiber. So I've never tried Captious fibers before. We'll just do that. But I figured these are just really cool colors, and I'm really curious to see how it spins up. I might even throw this on the wheel tonight because I don't know. It just seemed to be something that would be a lot of fun. So this would be a case where this is actually 21 micron merino. So it is what is it? It is what is it? So it'd be the case where this is like really super duper soft and but it is not super wash, so it's going to be something you have to be careful with, but I figured it would be fun to play with. So 4 ounces, and I got it for total steal. And then I ended up picking up 3 skeins of Madeline Touch, which I'm planning on actually using together. So I wanted to get all pashmina, but it was really picked over. So the center skein is pashmina in the leopard opera colorway, and then the green one is 80-10-10 Sport in the Sea Glass colorway, and then the blue one is 80-10-10 Sport in the Blue Nile colorway. And oddly, all of these things seem to match. Must have been the mood I was in. So I'd like to use all 3 of these in a inspirationist cowl of some sort. I haven't quite decided which one I want to do, but they're all sport weight, and they all have cashmere, so I figured it was going to be really pretty, whatever it ended up being. So, yeah. So, and whatever, really bright colors. Like, honestly, against this shirt, this green is screaming. Like, it's just on my shirt. So, is also extremely screaming as well. So, whatever. So I think these will make a really pretty thing together. And looking forward to playing with it. Oh wow, there's actually quite a bit more yardage in some of these than other ones, so yeah, whatever. The pashmina is the center one, so, and it's been handled a little bit, but I figured it's gonna be okay. So, but what was it? I think I got all of those things for $40, and it should have cost $70. So I'm excited. I finally will get to make something really, like, I just want like this really bright screaming cowl. So that is my intent. So those are the stash positions. And honestly, I'm really feeling the itch, just been right now. So I might end up throwing it on the wheel now and just wandering downstairs and playing. It is whatever. I'm in the mood. So let's see. Is there anything else I wanted to write? So the Winter is Coming sweater cal is going to be ending this week. The 31st is Thursday. So feel free to post pictures, that sort of thing. Obviously, I haven't this week. But don't let that stop you. Honestly, what is it? It's a very informal cal. It's more about making sweaters for yourself and having nice things for yourself than it is anything else. So, with that, the coffee is gone, and I should be able to record next week. Next week, I believe, will be the 3rd. Yes. So I should be able to record on the 3rd. I think everything's going to be chill and back to normal by then. The in-laws are going to be here until, I think, Tuesday, so that's why I'm not talking super duper loud, because I don't want to be distracting. Oh well, such is life. So, with that, I hope you guys have a lovely week, and look forward to talking again next week. So, take care, guys. Bye-bye.